Hello, guys. How we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's been a while since me and Paul have been together on the show. Loads, mate, has gone on since the last time we actually spoke. Moyes is gone. I think we can more or less celebrate that. The only thing that would change that is if every single manager rejected us and David Sullivan went back on his word. We're probably not going to get in Europe. We played Chelsea today. Yeah, how'd you feel, mate, about Moyes going?
Finally, it seems like it's definitely going to happen. He's definitely going to be moved on. Obviously, history on this channel, very pleased to see it. Very pleased to see it. Again, very thankful for what he's done for us. Won us a European competition, but absolutely, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to try and play some football that we all actually enjoy watching. So thanks very much, Dave. Shake of the hand, and on to the next one.
Yeah. Sorry if my internet's a bit choppy, guys. I am trying to sort it out. Yeah, I'm there, mate, but I think it is a bit choppy. I'm not 100%. What do you make of the names linked then? Let's start with all the stuff that went on with Almiron. Obviously, we haven't spoke together on it. I've done my own individual stuff. What did you make of all that? Do you think there's still some smoke there? I do. I think there's still a chance.
Yeah, I do. I think there's still a chance. I think the statement he made when he came out, basically saying the timing was wrong, but he never come out and said he's going to stay. He never actually said what club it was he was speaking to, which I think is a good thing. I absolutely think there's still a chance. By all accounts, from the sounds of things, he's the man that Steeden and Noble are both pushing for. So I absolutely think there's still a chance. And if we are looking to make a statement after Moyes, that's the man to do it. 100%. That's who we need to go and get. And I would love us to just push the boat out and go for that. Wow, this is special.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to come off the laptop
and
go in.
Yeah,
I'm going to come in on here. Yeah, I'm going to come in on 1 minute.
Wow,
there we go. 1 minute.
Hey,
wait. Wow, there we go. 1 minute. Right, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know what it was. It's because I had the sound on the laptop.
That was really good for my ears.
So yeah, mate. What do you make then if Sullivan does a typical thing, mate, and goes against Steiden and Noble?
So I think I obviously it seems kind of pointless if you're going to employ a technical director or a sporting director and then ignore their suggestions anyway. What's the point? I don't see the purpose of that. So to me, like I say, I mean, it seems pointless. You don't try and change the structure of the club. You don't bring in a technical director. You don't hire a sporting director, and then just completely ignore everything they say. So I don't know. It's
Well, if you were Steiden, would you be? Again, the thing is, we don't know whether he's spoken to Lopetegui or whatever. Would you be tempted to walk then? Like, he came in last summer. We catered to Moyes in terms of, have your wall press. And then in January, we said, okay, we won't get Ibrahim Osman, was it? Is that what his name was? We won't get him. Oh, and guess what? Now you're not going to get your manager. Well, I think I would have to walk.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think, but I mean, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't really know if the reason we don't go for Amorim maybe is because he's not interested. I don't know. I don't know. And to be honest, it seems to me like the most likely appointment now is Lopetegui. I think that's how you say it. And personally, I don't think that's a bad choice at all. I absolutely don't think that's a bad choice whatsoever. And yes, he might not be Steedman and Noble's first choice, but we don't know. They might still be happy with that appointment. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. There's lots of guesswork going on at the minute.
A lot of fans seem not happy with Lopetegui, though, mate. How do you feel? I'm a bit like, I don't like the fact that he would probably want to come in and be the manager. Like, I really wanted to go down this head coach route, and Steiden brings the players in. Mark Noble's developing the youth team and that project. Is it Moyes Mark II, but maybe just slightly better football?
So, two things. First of all, like, where is this whole he wants to be the manager thing come from? Where's that come
from? Himself.
So then why is he applying for a job where there's a technical director?
Because the technical director hasn't got any say.
See,
and it's Sullivan using his agents.
But that doesn't make any sense to me. So first of all, Lopetegui's agent is Jorge Mendes, right?
Who has links to Salthouse.
But Mendes also represents Fonseca and also represents Amorim. So
yeah.
so what, right? So that doesn't hold any weight with me. That doesn't make any sense. And surely, again, if we're the only way I would say that point of he wants to come in and be the manager and it's all going to go wrong. The only way that happens is if he does come in, Steeden and then Steeden just leaves and we don't replace him, which could happen. But it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what was the point in hiring Steeden in the first place? Surely, and some people might say, oh, that wasn't a Sullivan appointment. It was up to Sullivan to bring in Steeden. It was someone else on the board. All right, well then surely they've also got a say in who the manager is and what control the manager has. No, I don't get that, man. Like, to me, if Lopetegui comes in, he comes in knowing full well the structure of the club and what conditions he has to work under.
Yeah, that's what I said actually in my video. Was the way I'm happy if he came in is if it is the same contract that David Moyes supposedly had on the table, where he comes in, he's head coach, and there is a technical director. But then there was an article in Football Insider, I don't know how reliable you see them as a source, that Tim Steiden has been told to hold back on signing players until the manager comes in and gives his veto. What do you have on that? What do you say on that? If that is true. If that was true.
That's a huge if. It's, to me, again, that if that is true, that is stupid. That does go against the whole technical director of football, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, that would be stupid. The whole point of that is to have someone who makes those signings, who also has input in bringing in the manager to play one cohesive style. So yeah, if the manager's going to get a veto anyway, what's the point? Just like then at that point they're just a glorified scout. So it's kind of pointless. But again, Football Insider,
yeah, sure, mate.
Football Insider, are they an actual reliable source?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're quite reliable. I think they're quite a reliable source. I'll give you this question then, mate. If on the Ruben Almiron one, then, if the sticking point is purely the buyout clause, and and there isn't, and he would come, why would we not pay it? Would you rather we paid that?
Of course. And this is where, like, we all know Sullivan, right? We all know Sullivan's history. Don't like to pay for managers. But again, this is the sort of thing that doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't hold weight with me. Why would he not?
You pay 70 million for Cornet.
Yeah, why would you not pay 15 mil for one of the most highly regarded, promising managers in world football?
And put a buyout clause in his contract that if Real Madrid, Liverpool, etc., came along, you could basically sell him as an asset if he's successful.
Yeah, and I don't. Again, I know we all know Sullivan's history, but I don't. I just don't see it. I don't see that being a sticking point. I don't. I really don't. I really don't. 10, 15 mil is nothing. Like you say, we pay that amount and more for players that don't even get on the pitch. So again, that doesn't, like, why would Sullivan say, yeah, all right then, like you say, let's use Cornet as an example. Why would Sullivan say, yeah, no worries, I'll pay £17 million for Cornet, but then not pay that
Who's
money.
now worth what? Who's now worth what? Do you reckon 5 million, 3 million?
But that's like I say, imagine I'm trying to think of a player. Imagine we had the opportunity to buy one of the most promising upcoming players,
like we did with Julian Alvarez.
You know, like yeah. Again, so with Alvarez, that was a manager's decision not to take him. But I'm talking about at a board level, they would pay the money. They would. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me either. That doesn't.
The thing is, as well, like he's got nothing left in terms of way of winning back any West Ham fans to like him, Sullivan. But if he had any trickle of like, oh, maybe I could try and end nicely with West Ham in this whatever he's got left with West Ham, go and buy who West Ham fans want. We've made it quite clear. We would like a young, progressive, exciting manager rather than Lopetegui. We will come back to Lopetegui in a minute, but I just don't get it, mate. I don't get why we wouldn't be a bit more ambitious with that.
I don't know, man. See, at the moment, to me, this is all speculation. It's all rumours. I'm not going to start getting angry about it because
no, I'm not angry. I'm just saying if it did play out that way,
then we will come back to it. But like to me, it's all speculation. It's all rumours. We don't know anything, and anyone
it'll probably end up being Steve Bruce anyway.
Anyway, we don't know anything. We don't. And listen,
it changes, mate. It changes hourly.
The last thing I want to do is defend David Sullivan. That's the last thing I want to do. But I'm seeing so much criticism of Sullivan's ruining it all again. We don't know anything. We don't know that.
I'll give you. What about this then? What about this? Do you think by going ahead with Lopetegui this quickly might be a bit rushed, and we potentially miss out on someone who could move in the summer?
Such as?
I'll give you some examples that, for example, there could be a merry-go-round where Pochettino got sacked, Ten Hag got sacked, which means that they go there, this goes there, and then it opens a window for someone else. I can't give you a name, but we might miss a window with an opportunity where we could have gone and got someone maybe a bit better.
Or on the flip side,
or worse,
yeah. Or on the flip side, we wait, and then Lopetegui goes and starts managing AC Milan. Amorim says, "No, I don't really actually fancy."
And he ends up in Chelsea.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we're scrambling with no manager in the summer.
So and you end up with Potter.
Yeah, you have to be proactive. And there's obviously, if West Ham are looking for a new manager, we would have put it out there to contacts, to agents. We're looking for a new manager. We will know who's interested and who's not. We will know already. So no, I don't think there's much danger of that, of sort of missing out. I don't think it's like players.
Who do you want? Who do you want?
I would love Amorim. Yeah,
Fonseca, Amorim. Yeah,
Amorim would 100% be my number one choice. Absolutely, 100%.
Where's Lopetegui then in your list?
Third.
Yeah, beyond Fonseca.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
And I'll caveat this. I'll be happy with any of them, any of the three. I would. I think Lopetegui's getting a lot of stick, and I think it's unwarranted. I really do. Like you say, we'll talk about him in more detail in a bit. But yeah,
we'll go on to that.
That would be my preference. Amorim, Fonseca, Lopetegui.
I don't know why we're not looking at the Bournemouth guy as well. I quite like him. I think he's a good manager. That Areola, however you pronounce his name, I don't know. I think he's done a fantastic job there. I think he's a fantastic manager. But
yeah. Would he want to leave though to come to West Ham?
Well, his contract runs out in the summer, and he's not signed a contract with Bournemouth yet. That's so, it's one to look out for that. Just going to go on to this comment. Morning, guys. What does AOF mean on the top? Well, I like to think of it as Academy of Football, but this is a friend of the show. Runs a massive site called Art of Football, does fantastic t-shirts, tops, and they've literally just launched this new range, which is based on 1999 training kit, I believe, and they effectively sent me and Paul jumper each, which I'll get over to Paul. But please go on there, guys. I think we're looking to really go into hopefully some sort of partnership with them soon. I am in discussions. Once we hit a certain amount of subscribers, they're happy to sort of go with us. But yeah, they're top stuff, mate. I don't know whether you've ever been on it yourself and got anything.
Yeah, very good, very good stuff. Yeah, good designs.
Yeah, but they're good guys. Yeah, they are good guys. I thought Tim was here to get rid of the circus vibes, but Sully sticks his clan's nose in. Molan fans don't want him. I think it means most fans. Is it smoke and mirrors? It could be. Look at Anderson and Hannah. Don't look at the don't make sense is West Ham. Apparently, Lobby is talking to United about taking over from Ten Hag.
He was linked. He was linked with Man United a couple of years ago as well.
Yeah, I know he's not going Milan now because Milan fans have protested, saying he's not a big enough name, so they've backed out of that one apparently. Yeah, here we are, there's the manager. Who would want to work with Sully? Steve Bruce, David Moyes. Who's another one of these merry-go-round managers? Yeah, let's talk about Lopetegui in more detail, then, mate. So. His style of play, if you do some research, he's very much possession based, as Spanish managers are, sideways, lots of sideways, lots of, keep the ball in that style defensively. He's been, like I said, I do think he's been slightly harshly told as a defensive manager. He's just about not wasting possession. He's very much win 1-0 and then, tire the opposition out by keeping the ball. What do you make of that?
So it's saying like I've been looking into, how he's played. He wasn't at Real Madrid for very long, but looking at his style of play at Real Madrid, and how he took over from Zidane and sort of adapted their team. Same for what he did at Sevilla. Like you say, he's definitely a possession-based manager, which I'm happy. I like watching possession-based football. A lot of people find it boring. That's different styles for different folks. But he also plays a high press, very high press, wants to win the ball back. I think that's the main difference. I think a lot of people were saying, "Oh, he's basically just the same as Moyes," but I think that's the main difference. It's with more intent. He plays a much higher press.
With actually patterns of play, I think you could say that like you would be able to. I like to think if Lopetegui was to come in, you could look at us and go, you can see we're being coached. Where when we get on the ball now, it's very much a pass it back to Cresswell, pass it back to the centre half, who will ping a ball up and hope it sticks to Paquetá, Kudus or Bowen. Where you would think that maybe they would be able to set more traps, like with this.
I think that's a big difference. I think that's a big thing, that the players will be coached to play to a certain style. They'll be obviously, like you say, possession based. They're going to be coached how to pass a football. Whereas under Moyes,
which we ain't seen for years.
Yeah, exactly. Under Moyes, we haven't seen that at all. So yeah, I mean, as far as style of play goes, I don't think it's bad at all. I think a lot of people were judging him on Wolves, on what he did at Wolves. But
he didn't do badly there, though. He didn't do badly there.
When he took over, they were bottom of the league, right? They were bottom of the league at Christmas. That season, they finished above us.
Yeah, no, I was speaking geezer I drink with when I played Paul on Fridays. He's a Wolves fan, and I spoke to him. I said, "I've really been waiting to talk to you to ask, like, what did you make of him?" He said he was a good manager. He said the only reason he left is because the board wouldn't promise him the backing, which again leads me to think, why would West Ham go for him, knowing that David Sullivan can not back manage? But I think it's unfair. I hate Sullivan, but he does back his managers. He does,
especially at the start.
Yeah, and you'd like to think there'd be quite a lot of money floating around.
So yeah, I think he did a fantastic job for Wolves. Like you say, he left because, by all accounts, they promised him players. They promised him that they would spend in the summer, and they didn't. So he walked. And fair play to him, for standing up.
If he was that good a manager, why has he been out of a job for a year?
Well, he left a week before the season started. So what jobs have come up that he would be able to take?
I don't know. Who's been sacked this year? I can't even think who's been sacked this year, manager-wise.
So Bournemouth. Yeah. So I think I think that's probably the reason. and like I say, again, I think we're looking down on Lopetegui. Like, this is someone, he took over Wolves, I think, probably because of the Mendes links. But like, look at the guy's CV. Real Madrid, Spain, Sevilla, Porto. He's not gonna and unless there's a link there. Like I say, he had the Mendes link with Wolves. He's not gonna just jump into a job with a relegation battle side, or he's not a firefighter. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, I personally, I think it'd be a very good appointment. I do. Like I say, he's not top of my list. He's not even second on my list.
I think he's safe. I think he's a safe manager. But I hope this don't come back to bite me. But I don't think we'll get relegated with him.
No.
I think we'd still have a very decent level finish. Sort of anywhere between 8th and 12th.
Let's not forget he won the Europa League as well.
Yeah. Finished 4th with whoever it was. I can't remember who he finished 4th with.
In Sevilla, he finished 4th 3 seasons in a row.
And then won the Europa League. Took him into Europa League as well. Yeah. Mm.
So it's not. He's not by
he's not, mate. He's
manager.
He's not.
And like you say, you don't get the Spain job, you don't get the Real Madrid job without being able to coach players how to play football. You just don't.
Yeah, especially Real Madrid job, and Spain, because
exactly
the way they play football for years, What do you make of this comment then? Need a manager that will give youth players a chance. That's massive for me.
Yeah,
that's one of my biggest things. What's your biggest thing?
My biggest thing is I want us. The biggest frustration for me, right? So, and I've been saying this for the last 2 years, right? I want to enjoy the games. I want to look forward to the games, right? Absolutely, I want to see youth coming through. But the biggest thing, the number one thing for me, is I just want to enjoy watching us play. Like you said earlier, mate. At the moment, my biggest frustration, what makes me go crazy when I'm watching West Ham, is when we've got the ball, we literally look like we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.
No, unless it sticks to Mikel Antonio.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do. We haven't got a Scooby Doo, or Paqueta comes up with one of them little turns and pass the ball over. We're not coached how to play football.
It's like they're just standing there looking at each other like, one
of you's going to run, and that's the only reason that Emerson and Paqueta look so good together, is because they've played together for such a long time at Lyon, and that they can create those little runs and they know each other's play. Where the other players sometimes, like you say, mate, it's like they're strangers on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And yeah, that's that for me. That's all I want. I want us to look like we know what we're doing. I want us to look like we actually spend time on the training pitch, putting together patterns of play. It's so frustrating. It doesn't matter who we play against. We make them look like Barcelona. It doesn't matter who we're playing.
Mate, we're always the worst passing team on the pitch when we turn up.
And
that's even in some of the Conference League games last year against farmers teams.
Yeah, 100%. And I watch us sometimes and I just think, why can't we do that? Why don't we play in triangles? Why don't we pass and move?
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? And that's what I want. I just want to enjoy us. I just want to enjoy watching us play. I don't want us to win obviously I want us to win every week. I don't expect us to win every week.
No, and I think that's what pundits try to throw at West Ham fans a lot when they say, what do you want? What your little old West Ham? None of us expect us to win every week, because we've never been that anyway. We would have given up supporting us years ago. Yeah. It's just like the same, mate. At least back then we were slightly entertained, and there was a bit of belief in there. But now it's just right. Just before we move on to players and other stuff, mate, David Moyes, last little bit. When should they announce it?
That Duncan actually just literally posted.
There we go. Do you think it should be sorted before Luton game that Moyes gets? Yeah. What do you reckon, mate? Do you think? I think it should be announced after today's game. If or at some point in the week, so that he can, if Moyes in people want to give him that round of applause and that thank you, he can have it. And then the next question I'm going to ask you as well is, if you were there, would you stand clapping?
So yes, I think they should do that so that he can, have a proper send off. I don't think it's fair when they do it to certain players where they're just sort of shifted out. Like James Collins is a big one where they just sort of shifted him out, and he didn't get a chance to have that send off with the fans. Yeah, absolutely. I think they should do that. Would I, if I was there, would I stand and clap? Absolutely, I would. 100%. I'm not a David Moyes fan by any stretch of the imagination. I want him to go, but absolutely he deserves respect, and he deserves an ovation and a round of applause when he leaves. Let's not forget this man has won us a European trophy. I don't want him to stay. I haven't enjoyed the football.
No,
but you can't deny what he's done. And now we have. Let's not pretend we haven't progressed as a club over the last 4 years.
Yeah, well, me and you, Moyes out, massive Moyes out. You're even probably worse than me. But yeah, I think you do have to say, yeah, okay, we have been in Europe 3 years in a row. And like you say, mate, he did deliver the first trophy. He's give you the best memory of your West Ham life.
Yeah.
But yeah, do I want him to stay? God, no. God, no. It's time to move on. What's this one say? Did anyone see the TikTok from Fabrizio saying Moyes is gone at the end of the season, but he's not sure if it's genuine or AI generated? I think that is a genuine video.
And it's obvious anyway. Like there's absolutely no way Moyes stays now. He's definitely gone at the end.
It should have been announced a year ago. Yeah, it should have been announced during the World Cup, mate.
Yeah, I mean that's it. You know, we said on this channel during that World Cup break that was the time to part ways. We didn't. It did win us a trophy. Then, in my opinion, the time to part ways was directly after that trophy. I still think that was the time. I think he should have gone with his head held high. We were already on a decline at that point. We were, you know, we were awful for a large part of last season. Yes, we won the trophy. Absolutely. I'm not trying to take that away, but we were already on the decline, and that's kind of carried on this year. We haven't really improved. I don't think we will improve going forward. So yeah, after that trophy was the time. That was the time. That was the time to shake hands and say thank you very much.
It's the insistence of the small squad as well. The way he's isolated so many players.
Just think as well, mate, right? Our Moyes is thought of, not by all of the fan base, but by a large portion of the fan base right now, where can't wait for him to leave, right? We're in that boat. I'm in that boat. I can't wait for him to go. I can't wait for the season to end. I can't wait for him to go. But how different would it have been, like the perception of Moyes, if he had just walked away after that trophy? He wouldn't have had that same amount of, oh, God, get rid of him. I can't stand him. It wouldn't have had that. It would have been, oh, yeah, brilliant. He done a fantastic job. Well done. Fantastic. You know, it would have been a different story as well there. I think.
Yeah, the longer he stayed, the more he's tarnished that niceness that was there last year, you know? But yeah, he has to go. His record has been awful. Awful. In the league, it's been awful. And when people do throw that Conference League trophy up, it's because it was on the radio yesterday. Colton Cole was talking and he was defending West Ham fans, but the bloke was saying, you know, you won the trophy, and then Colton Cole's like, yeah, at the expense of the league. And he went, yeah, but you won the trophy because of that. And then Colton Cole's saying, yeah, but why can't we do what Villa did? If we would have built on our squad, we might have pushed and get a top 5, top 6, whatever. But because of that, that's what it is. No one's looking at the league form. The league form has been atrocious for 2 years. Absolutely atrocious for 2 years. He killed Pablo, you know, one of the players we love. Killed Benny as well. Players that we could have used in that Leverkusen game. Yeah, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's completely done, mate.
I just while we're talking about the players he killed, I can't blame Moyes 100% for this, but mate, look at Scamacca. Look at what he's doing this season. Can't stop scoring. Like the plaudits he's getting in Italy is unbelievable.
Felipe Anderson, mate, is about to sign for Juventus. If you believe what you read, and he's obviously older than what he was when he was at West Ham. I can never forgive him for the Pablo Fornals one. I can't forgive that. You know, Pablo was such. I think he would have stayed his whole career at West Ham. I genuinely do, but he was put in such a position that he had to go.
You think as well? If we do get Lopetegui, at what Fornals could have done under him?
I do believe Tilo Kerber could have done a job this year when we've been really stretched for centre backs as well.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just. Sorry, a couple of comments there. Moyes is not a nice man, whilst he is completely gaslights his achievements. I think there's truth in that. I do believe lots of ifs and buts. Yeah. Let's move on to players then, mate. So the rumour is that Caduce's got a buyout clause now as well. Probably not active till next summer. It doesn't surprise me, to be fair. You know, I think when West Ham are in a position that we have to do that at the moment. You know, we are not that high level. Rumours that Alvarez might be looking for a way out as well. What do you think? How many do you think will go?
I think you're talking as far as, so I think a lot of players will leave. One thing I will say is I was very concerned by, this is something that concerns me, the contract extensions.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that as well. Go on.
The only thing I could think, the only reasoning I could think behind that is if we don't, and I don't, like Cresswell, Fabianski, Ogbonna. Now, listen, I love Ogbonna, but like, come on, man, we can't be offering these type of players extensions. But maybe the thinking behind it is we are going to need like 9 new players this summer. You know, it's going to be a huge turnaround. So maybe that's kind of to try and offset that a little bit. I don't know. I think the players that may go, honestly, I think the only player that might go that we're really going to care about is Paqueta. I think he's the only one.
Not Kudus, no?
No, I don't think he goes anywhere.
You don't think if Salah was to go to Saudi, which he probably will,
that's different,
and then they get 150 million, you don't think they'd slap 75 million on the table?
That's I think that's different. You know, obviously if a Liverpool comes calling, he's going to want to leave, he's going to want to go. Do I think they would take that? I don't think they would. I think they'd probably wait another year. I think they'd want to see what he can do for a second season in the league. You know, I don't know if they would take that gamble just yet. But personally, I don't think Kudus leaves this summer. I don't think he leaves this summer. I think there's absolutely a chance he'll go the summer after. Hopefully not. Hopefully a new manager does come in and we're absolutely unbelievable and everyone wants to stay.
We qualified for Europa League again. You know, if we had a good season and got Europa League again, then they'll probably, you know, be looking not to stay. Be looking to stay, you know, and not leave. Yeah. John's just put it there. Yep, his buyout clause is not till next year. Hopefully it's a good buyout clause. You know, I'm not against buyout clauses because with Paqueta, that 85 million buyout clause is a security blanket for West Ham. And at the moment, the last 2 or 3 games, he certainly hasn't looked like an 85 million pound player, has he? He looks like one who knows he's going, no?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking in the comments. I just want to. I'm not signed in, so I can't highlight. There's a comment there from Anthos.
Who is it? Anthos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hi lads. Had enough of the Scottish lad. This one, yeah.
So I just want to ask, right? Just while we're talking about other things, I've seen this a few times that he's being called the Spanish Moyes. Like, I want you to expand on that. Why is he the Spanish Moyes? I'm just interested to hear the reasons.
Our better players will want to stay if they can see the owners invest in the club by bringing in bringing in a younger, positive manager and more talented players. I agree, mate. I totally agree with that. Yeah, with the Cresswell and Oggy stuff, that is concerning, mate. It screams of cheap as well. Yeah. You know, of Sullivan being cheap. Some of me can understand the Cresswell one, not because he plays, but because it fills the English quota. And it might be, again, cheap option, but it's a way of like, oh, he's English, he's in the quota.
While I agree with that, surely we've got someone in the youth team that we could bring through instead.
Ollie Scarles, isn't it? And Ollie Scarles are left back.
If all you want to do is like fill that quota. The Cresswell ones. It looks like he's turned it down anyway, but
yeah, by all accounts, he has turned it down. Yeah, our flair players are being suffocated under Moyes with 30% position. There you go, mate. Anthos, thank you for expanding for Paul.
Too defensive. He defends better than Moyes, though. Football-wise, not as expansive as we all might desire. So I think they're not as expansive. I think that's fair. But I don't know. I personally, this is just me personally. I don't see the comparisons to David Moyes. I just don't see it. I don't think David Moyes is ever going to be managing teams like Porto, Real Madrid,
Spain.
Spain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's fair though. That's fair. You know, not as expansive as we might desire. I think that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Duncan says apparently City might not go for Paquetá and could go for Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, I keep hearing that rumour. His buyout clause is 100 million. He's obviously a couple of years younger than Lucas as well. Who knows? They could go for both. And I've read their link with Musiala as well, another fantastic player from Bayern Munich. So who knows what goes on there. Other players, mate. I'm going to name a few, and you're going to say keep or sell. Kurt Zuma.
Sell.
Yeah, I agree.
His legs are gone. Sell him.
Yeah. Naif are good.
I'll keep him. Unless we got a massive offer. Because didn't we pay like 30 million for him?
Yeah. If the Saudis came in with 30 million, would you sell?
If a big offer came in, I don't even know if I'd take my money back on him. I would want to see what he can do under a different manager because I do think there's a player there
who's not under that much pressure. You know, as I always, a lot of channels say it, that any defender, you could probably be Virgil van Dijk in this team, and you would eventually make a mistake because of how much pressure you're under.
Absolutely, yeah. If you have to defend for 95% of a game, you have to be perfect for 95% of a game, and there's no defender in the world that can do that. Yeah. So no, I would keep a Gerd. I would, and like I say, unless a massive offer came in, I'd keep him. I'd like to see what he can do under another manager.
Yeah, I'm going to name a few more. Lucas Fabianski.
I'd sell Fabianski. I think he's been phenomenal for us, Fab. I think he's been incredible. But the man's nearly 40 years old. Surely,
and we ain't going to get rid of our goalkeeping coach because, by all accounts, he's the best goalkeeping coach in the world. The only one who's ever stayed through all the coaches for years.
Areola number one. I would bring through. Is it Trott? I think's doing quite well out on loan.
Yeah.
Nathan Trott. So yeah, I'd love to see maybe him come in, especially if we don't need a European keeper, let's say next season. Let him play in the FA Cup, let him play in the League Cup.
Yeah.
See what he can do.
What about let's move on. Soufal?
I'd sell Soufal.
I think that needs an upgrade, doesn't it?
And it's not for ability wise. I think Soufal's a decent player, absolutely. But again, he's 33? Is he 32? Soufal. So we need to get the age of the squad down.
So check. I think he'll stay, but I would like him to go.
So I wouldn't want him to go, but I don't think he should be first choice. Or maybe he would be in a different system. I don't know. But I'd keep him. I think Souček's a very unique type of player. Although, if we are going to go to a manager who prioritises possession football, it's pointless keeping Souček.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse?
Oh, it's a weird one. I've been so disappointed by him this season. I really have. I've been so disappointed. He started really well, assists, goals, but that's dried up. Obviously he scored direct from the corner, a bit of a fluke the other day. But yeah, Ward-Prowse has really disappointed me. I'd probably move him.
I don't think he'll go though. I don't think he'll go, but
I don't think there's another team that would take him for what the money would be after.
Yeah,
but if he's one, I would let go.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now. Obviously, Cornet will go. Here we go. Mikel Antonio. He got to go. I'm sorry. He has been good since he's been back, though, hasn't he? I think you do have to give him a little bit of credit, mate. Yeah. I'm his harshest critic, mate. I absolutely slated him something rotten. But he has been quite good the last few games. But I said it on a video the other day when I was walking. I want that option taken away from a manager, so that it doesn't revert back to, let's just use Mickey.
Do you think another manager would have that kind of mindset, though?
If results went bad, I do.
I don't know. I don't know if there's another manager apart from David Moyes that just thinks of using Antonio as a battering ram like that.
I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not as well. Yeah. Do you know what?
I still think there's legs in Ivan Toney. I think there's legs in that deal. I really do. I think there's a chance we could get him.
When does Mickey's contract expire? He signed like a 5-year contract a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, and he's another one. What's Antonio? He's what, 32, 33?
I think he's older than that, man. I think he's 34.
34? Like, seriously, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come
We
on.
can't have that no more. We can't. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of Cresswell, though, do you think he deserves to have that testimonial? I do. I think he, a younger Cresswell was a really, really good player for us. And he had that season a couple of years ago, didn't he? When I think it was Moyes' first season where he was really good getting those assists.
He should have been in the England team.
Yeah.
I'd give him a testimonial,
I don't think he'll get one. I don't think he'll get one.
They could do a joint one with Ogbonna. And he the same length. He's been in 9 years.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
So how long's Antonio been here? That's coming on 10 years as well. 8 years, Antonio?
I can't remember whether it was Allardyce or Bilic who signed him. I can't remember. He has been here a long time, though. He's been here
I would love to see Oggy get a testimonial. I did see a comment earlier saying he'd make a good coach. I'd love to see him stay at the club. I'd love to see him move into like a coaching role.
What about this? What about
that? I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't. I think.
There you go, mate. So yeah, Antonio was 34 in March, so he'll be 35. 35. No, we can't. Big ships are safe in the harbour. Blah 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 blah. One more on the players, and then I just want to talk about one more subject. Jared Bowen, mate. Obviously keep, but is there a chance of losing him?
No, I don't think so.
Again, with the Salah situation, has a little bit of an impact in the Euros if he gets any minutes. Who knows? I don't think he goes. I think he knows that he is basically a living legend at West Ham.
I think he's going to be a lifer. I think
I hope so. I really do. I love him. I didn't at first, and I know you had the same sort of thing. We used to call him a goalkeeper merchant, didn't we? Hit the goalkeeper merchant. But he's improved so much. He's so fantastic on that wing. He's one. I keep saying to myself, don't fall in love with a player. Don't fall in love with a player. Falling in love with another player, mate.
See, I don't have that with him. I absolutely. He's been phenomenal, fantastic. He's been an incredible player for us, and I really do. I think he gets West Ham. Obviously, he's now in an actual West Ham family. Obviously, I think he'll stay as long as he can, unless a manager actively wants him out. I think he'll stay as long as he can, which is brilliant. But it's weird, like you say about that falling in love with a player. I've never had that with Bowen. I don't know what it is. I just don't. There's something there, and I've said this before on this channel. There's something there that don't click with him for me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
nothing against him. I think he's a great player, but I haven't had that. I don't know. I just haven't had that deep. Oh God, Jared Bowen, like I had with Pablo.
I think it would hurt me now, though. It would hurt me because the fact that he scored that winning goal in the final. I can't look at Declan Rice's face anymore. I hate him. I actually hate him. When he scored yesterday and he comes out like, oh, and I don't want that with Bowen. I don't want to hate someone who give me one of the best moments of my life. Oh yeah, this rumour. I read this one. Oh goodness me! If we sign him, we are absolutely in trouble. As Expression calls him, the Colombian PS6. The worst player. One of the worst players to play for Tottenham. No, I do not want Davinson Sanchez. What about you, mate?
No. We are going to need a lot of defenders.
Who remembers the last Colombian we had? Last Colombian. Can you remember?
That was Sanchez as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, shocking. Last Colombian before that? There's a good question for you. And he did it.
It was
left back.
Colombian. Oh, what was his name?
I think his name was Almiron as well. Pablo Almiron.
Pablo.
Oh, someone will tell us. He was quite a good player, he was.
It was Pablo, wasn't it? It was Pablo.
Pablo Almiron.
It wasn't Almiron.
Amron. Oh, I don't know. Please, come on. Sullivan won't pay for Cresswell to have a testimonial. If Bowen's a blind in the Euros, we won't be able to keep him. I think Bowen stays. He knows his club's history. Bowen won't go. If he thought about it, he wouldn't have signed an 8-year contract.
Yeah.
Antonio joined us in 2015. I said will be his testimonial next year. Rice annoys me. Yep, does me as well. I hate him. We need to have a good look at who's going to be captain. That's a great question. Who would you do, mate? Alvarez is a good shout, actually.
I've said this before, that I don't really see a natural captain within our 11. I know Bowen has come out and said he wants to be captain.
Not Alvarez, no? You wouldn't think Alvarez, no?
I don't know. I don't know. He's calmed down a bit, but I think the bookings and the suspensions is not ideal. It's.
Come on, someone must know this Colombian geezer.
Mate,
I know, it's doing my nut. It's like, who is this geezer?
And he was good on FIFA as well. He was fast.
I remember him. I swear he scored against England in the World Cup, and then we signed him.
It wasn't, was it Estepinian's in my head?
Please, come on, someone tell us. Otherwise, we're going to... Paul, check it on your phone. God, whilst I'm going
I'm
through.
looking it up, man. I'm looking it up.
Yeah. With the natural rebuilding of our squad...
there we go.
Who is it?
Pablo Almero.
Almero. See, I knew it was someone like Almero.
Pablo Almero.
Pablo Almero. What a player. What a player.
Signed from Napoli.
That was probably the same time as Modibo Maiga and all them, man. With natural rebuilding our squad, the summer transfer window is going to be exciting. Alvarez is not the player he should be. What do you mean by that? I like him. Right, last thing, mate. Last couple of questions to you. Quick fire ones. How many? I think because of the goal scoring exploits, it was Emerson for me.
You'd have to give it to Bowen. Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I think because and he probably will beat, because I reckon he'll score a couple more. He will beat Paolo's thing. I think you have to give it to Jared Bowen. I do.
Do you think he's going to score again in the next 3 games?
Luton, come on, he'll score against Luton.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's hard to, like you say. I think Emerson was fantastic.
What about top three? Top three, then.
I think Bowen, Emerson, absolutely in there. Areola.
I think Areola. Well.
Yeah,
I think Areola. Yeah, I think Areola. Yeah. Any shout for Kudus?
Nah, I don't think so. He's had moments where he's been absolutely phenomenal, but I don't think he's been consistent enough.
Well, I think this one's a very easy one. Goal of the season, Mohamed Kudus in the Europa Conference.
Yeah.
Not Europa Conference, Europa League, where he turned into like Messi.
Yeah.
Is there any other goals, though? Is there any other goals that maybe come close? I think another one is Kudus, that bicycle kick. I think it was against Bournemouth, I think it was.
It was like a scissor kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that sort of reverse kick one. I think that was a fantastic goal. Any others?
I'm sure there have been, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. What about biggest disappointment? Calvin Phillips.
I never expected Phillips to do anything, so
I didn't.
I said it earlier on, and it's a shame, but I have been massively disappointed by Ward-Prowse. I don't think he obviously hasn't been an abject failure like Phillips has. He hasn't been a failure, but he just hasn't been as good as I hoped.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one. That was a rocket. Absolute rocket. That was. Yeah. Great goal. Yeah, that was a good goal, actually, that one as well. Soucek's volley against Fee. That was a great goal. What about, just because you're talking about signings, mate, Mavropanos as well. Would you rate him in his first season?
I think he's done well. I
do. I like him. He's a little bit brain farty every now and then.
Ain't all our defenders.
But I think at times he has been fantastic. That he has had a period where he has been the best defender at our club for maybe a 6 or 7 game stretch.
Yeah, I mean, Zuma without the injury is by far our best defender.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. But I think with the injury, he can't really run anymore. That's one thing I will say with Zuma. He doesn't make the mistakes that our other defenders make.
No, it's usually that he's, like you say, mate, just because he can't run and he can't react as quickly. He
can't do it. But apart from that, I do think Mav has been our best defender. Apart from that, I really do. Well, I say our best defender, our best centre back, I should say.
Yeah. Chelsea today, then, mate. What's your predictions? I'm not going to go into the game because it's a bit of a damp squid game. But if we don't win, and we're not going to get in Europe anyway. But if we don't win, it's completely over. Completely over. What do you reckon? I think we're going to get smashed. To be honest, I think Cole Palmer's going to have a field day, and I think we'll lose 3-1.
I do think a loss, unfortunately. Yeah, 3-1's probably a shout, to be honest. Yeah.
Right, guys, that's it from me and Paul for this week. Nice, good show, good interactive show. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. There's 150 of you watching. So before you leave, do us a favour, hit that like button. It helps, with all that algorithm crap, all that magical stuff that I don't really know about. Yeah, we're very close to 5K as well, which is going to be great when we hit that. Until next time, guys, hopefully by the time me and Paul are back, we will have a bit more knowledge on who our mode manager is. Yeah, till next time, come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.